So Minecraft has literally defined an entire generation of gaming. And sure, it's not for everyone, but when you're still the #1 best-selling game of all time after 15 years, it's really hard to argue about your significance. Hytale, on the other hand, is the new scrappy bloke on the street, looking to go round 6 and knock out our Goliath. And after playing for many hours and hosting 2 Hytale servers, I think I've earned the right to answer the question everyone keeps asking. Is Hytale the Minecraft killer? Now, realistically, no game has ever truly competed with Minecraft in its genre. Sure, Fortnite has some insane numbers, Roblox puts everyone to shame, but these are free games anyone can download, and while an argument can be made for Roblox, I don't think they really compete with the sandbox nature of Minecraft, because at its heart,
Minecraft is a creativity toy that just happens to contain monsters, and frankly I can't think of a better way to improve a creativity toy.
Wait, so what is this Hytale thing? Hytale is a game developed by Hypixel Studios, a subsidiary of Hypixel Inc., after being a former subsidiary of Riot Games, after being a subsidiary of Hypixel Inc. The timeline for this one is a little complicated, but the CEO is a funny sloth man, and he goes on real funny jokes and does big bits on X, which is owned by X Corp, formerly known as Twitter, which was a subsidiary of X Corp, formerly known as Twitter, who was a subsidiary of itself, I think. I'm starting to see some parallels here that I wasn't ready for, so I'm just gonna move on. In their own words, Hytale blends the freedom of a sandbox with the momentum of an RPG, explore a procedurally generated world full of dungeons, secrets, and a variety of creatures, then shape it, block by block. With waffle like that, I couldn't help myself from walking their entire opening paragraph through an AI checker, and holy moly, somebody didn't do their own work. Yet, let's be completely honest with ourselves, who writes their own words nowadays anyway? Wait, what? But this game truly does seem to position itself to be in the same fight as Minecraft. I mean, hell, it has it all. Sandbox? Check. RPG elements? Check. Dungeons? Check. Creatures? Check. Procedural generation? Check. Hell, even the whole block by block debate hasn't been this strong since Cube World was a thing. I mean, technically it's still a thing, but like, come on guys, let's keep it real. I don't think the 17 active players right now are gonna find this video. So the real question becomes, is this game actually a Minecraft killer? Well, I had some time on my hands after an unfortunate encounter with a lorry, and Camchi threatened to steal my username. So I decided to go out and buy Hytale for myself to see what the fuss was about. Holy airball, Deborah. This is the Minecraft killer. Brother, why am I upside down? What is this? Look, when the game first came out, I spent a solid hour figuring out how to set up a server, so I think I missed the initial couldn't download the game spike that people were having, and I did manage to boot a server. 2, in fact. 1 private for me and my friends, and 1 public, which is kind of like Anarchy, it has no rules, maybe I'll add some like claiming mods or something to it, I don't know. But you can connect to that using the IP in the description if you so choose. So, actually, when I first loaded the game, my reaction was positive. I collected some rubble, broke some pots, and went out into the open world. I decided to proceed into this game without any knowledge and try figure it out for myself. As I explored the game, I found many genuinely beautiful landscapes and unique looking biomes. Very nice looking custom structures, a large variety of mobs, an interesting memory feature which sorta lets you level progress in a way, a world map, many crafting options using different tables, and much, much more. As I entered my first cave, I genuinely started feeling excitement, as I discovered new spider-infested areas, discovered lava pools, and collected as much copper and iron as I could find. Something I haven't felt from Minecraft in a long time. I took my resources and started setting up a base with Camchi, where we could live together and explore the many features of this new game we were experiencing together for the first time. And as I collected more resources to activate a ruined portal to explore a whole new dimension, I got a Discord message asking me whether I thought Hytale was the Minecraft killer, destined to kill the 15-year-old game, or the Minecraft healer, the game to force Mojang to make drastic changes to Minecraft. And as I looked back on my day or so of gameplay, I realized the answer was obvious. Literally neither, Lamau. Like, don't get me wrong, the game is fun, and for an early access release, especially considering this build of the game was actually ready about 4 years ago, I am impressed. But just like the examples in the beginning of this video, I don't think Minecraft is the right comparison for this game. Not entirely, anyway. When I look at this game, the only comparison that actually comes to mind is Palworld, of all things. But look, I'm not crazy. I'm really not crazy. Let's run back my first opening statements on Hytale and see how well they apply to Palworld. As I explored the game, I found many genuinely beautiful landscapes and unique looking biomes. Very nice looking custom structures, a large variety of mobs, an interesting memory feature which lets you sort of level progress in a way, a world map, many crafting options using different tables, and much, much more. So yeah, I think when the cards are down, the more obvious comparison to make for a game like this is games like Palworld, Terraria, or Ark Survival. I mean, the crafting system more closely resembles that than Minecraft, that's for sure. It just doesn't give that same level of meme energy that Minecraft does, you know? And look, I'm backtracking a little bit here, going back to my point about the caves making me feel something that Minecraft hasn't done in many years. Of course Minecraft hasn't made me feel that way in years. I've literally been playing the game constantly for 15 years straight. I think my playtime must genuinely be well over 10,000 hours. When we consider all the years of vanilla and modded Minecraft, especially when adding the various servers I've played on, hell, here is one of the many servers I've played on, and my playtime on here is over 66 days. So when I load up a new world in Minecraft, how on earth could any cave, big or small, vanilla or modded, ever give me that same sense of wonder? It just can't. And that's why I like playing games like Hytale and Palworld. Because for me, I can pick these up for a week or two, a couple times a year, and enjoy the wonder of not knowing everything about the game inside and out. So let me give my input on the questions given to me by Luby and others. Is Hytale the Minecraft killer? I don't think so. I quoted Yahtzee earlier, who said Minecraft is a creativity toy with monsters. I think that's a really eloquent way of explaining what Minecraft is. If I had to be more specific, I would say that Minecraft is a sandbox game with some light RPG elements. And when I look at Hytale, well, I think it's an RPG game with sandbox elements. But Kuba, that's my name by the way, you just took the same sentence and flipped the words. Well, yeah, obviously I did do that. That's the literal point. What everyone seems to want from Hytale is for it to be a sandbox game for all the creativity in the world. I mean, just consider the offhand mechanic. Just like in Minecraft, you can have a torch in your offhand. But unlike Minecraft, you can't actually place that torch. Now, I'm sure this will be changed by popular demand, but I think the reason this wasn't really considered as a feature initially is obvious when you consider that Hytale really, at its heart, is an RPG game. And really, how could it not be? Hypixel Studio, the first one, not the new old one, or the edgy middle one, started working on this game when their Minecraft server was working on Skyblock, a huge RPG-style game mode on the biggest Minecraft server ever. Of course, when they started planning their own game through their own studio, they were thinking about the popularity of their RPG game mode. That's why there is a larger focus on exploration, enemies, and combat. And at its core, it is an RPG game. And yes, the sandbox elements are present and cool, but they sometimes do a disservice to the game, making some of the combat encounters trivial, for example. Though the ability to control and build your own base to this level does benefit the game, so it's a bit of a lose-win situation. And even when crafting, we have different tiers you have to unlock through to create certain things. So it's not really a sandbox, because even if you have the resources, you won't be able to make the item or block or whatever it is you're trying to make without unlocking or upgrading your equipment. Really, the sandbox present in this game is more like a set of dev tools they've opened to the public. And that's why their adventure mode will likely be a more fulfilling experience for many, as the addition of a story will allow them to use this slight sandbox tooling to create better experiences more quickly. Though at this point I am just assuming, and I am not trying to make an ass out of you and me. But there is another big question. Is this game a Minecraft healer? Look, if your TikTok feed has been anything like mine, there are tons of people making videos on how Mojang must be sweating and must be gearing up to push a massive update out the door. And don't get me wrong, those are funny, but I don't think they are completely accurate. I don't think Minecraft will care much for what Hytale is doing. Sure, maybe a feature or two will end up being brought into Minecraft eventually, but saying Minecraft will drop a big update because of Hytale is like saying Minecraft will drop a big update because of Palworld. Okay, admittedly, this does not look good on my part, because, like, I just said that, but when you look at when Mojang dropped the Tricky Trials update, it was the same years as Palworld released. But I'm, like, 99% sure that's a coincidence, okay? There was, like, 11 months between those two, okay? I think I'm safe. I think my point makes sense. And if we're being super serious, Hytale releasing is actually sort of a good thing for Minecraft. It shows that a single server from Minecraft managed to be successful enough to fund an entire gaming studio, sell that gaming studio, and then still have enough money to buy back the gaming studio after it was ran into the floor. Hytale literally wouldn't exist without Minecraft, and I think it's beautiful to see that this creative sandbox could allow for a server like Hypixel to come into existence, to make a custom RPG within its sandbox, and carry that idea into a completely new game. Truly think about that. A game coming from another game. Used to happen a lot, like Counter-Strike coming from Half-Life, Dota coming from World of Warcraft, or PUBG coming from Arma. It's just a new thing that has had a chance to grow on a platform in front of hundreds of millions of players, and I think that's beautiful. To put it bluntly, I don't think Hytale needs to be a Minecraft killer or a Minecraft healer. It's just a cool new thing that's come into existence, and I think that's awesome. And you know what else is awesome? You, for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it. Look, I've got a little mediocre channel here, and the fact that you stuck around and watched it means a lot to me. I don't upload too frequently, especially with a bunch of life stuff that's went on recently, and maybe one day I'll go into it. Not planning on it at the minute, but yeah. It just means a lot to have you here, to have you enjoy this video, potentially enjoy it. I don't know, actually, I'm kind of enforcing that, but since you sat down and watched it for this whole time, I assume you did like it. And I do appreciate that. So, with that said, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios!